Hello, friends. This is Parag here, your host on Stay Strong podcast. Thank you very much for tuning into this podcast. It's my promise to bring you the best of the best information in the field of kettlebell sport, and strength and conditioning. Today, we have a guest from Miami, USA. Her name is Maria. She is from Argentina, but she moved to US 13 years back. And she started the kettlebell sport journey 3 years back. She is a therapist, she is a psychologist, and she deals with the patients and sports people, but she practices kettlebells and kettlebell sport in her free time. She was introduced to kettlebells earlier by her coach. She was into a triathlon. She's a triathlon athlete, but she moved on to start training with the kettlebells and then get into the kettlebell sport by starting a kettlebell competition in Arnold Classic in one of the events in one of the competitions in the US. Then lately she played World Championships in Hungary, and we are here to learn from her to understand that how you can get started with the kettlebell sport, especially for the women who are about 40, and what challenges do they have and how you can tackle those challenges and how you can get into the sport and improve your life, improve your quality of the life. Guys, please help me welcome Maria from US. Hi friends, this is Parag here, your host on Stay Strong podcast, and we have Maria from Miami, Florida. So nice to see Maria to you on this podcast. Thank you very much for joining this request. Over to you. Please introduce yourself, your background. How did you get into kettlebell sport?
Okay, so I'm Maria Correa. I'm originally from Argentina.
Okay.
But I live in the States, in Miami, like for 13 years now.
Okay.
So I'm a psychologist, a therapist.
Okay.
I work with patients, like many different themes.
Okay.
So when I moved here, like here is a really nice city to practice sports outside, because you have the sea, it's hot all the year, so it's really good. So at first, like when I was 32, I started doing triathlons.
Okay.
I started running, biking, swimming, really nice.
Okay.
It was at an age that my children were older, so I can like start taking care of myself. Okay. I think that's a thing for women. Like for a long time, we take care of our kids, so there is no space for us to work out rather than go to the gym, do some aerobics, whatever. But to really be focused on a sport, you need to be like more free. So at that time, I was freer. My youngest kids were 10 years old. So I started doing the triathlon thing, and it was really good. I get really good. Like I get like second places in races and whatever.
Okay.
And that's where I met my coach, Boris Fernandez. He's from Cuba.
Okay.
And he's practicing kettlebells too.
Okay.
And he was my triathlon coach. Okay. And so at some point he started saying me, you know, kettlebells like are better for women after 40. Like triathlon is going to like consume you. It's like you have to be really thin, the muscles, like you have to be very light. So he started like, you know, I prefer you to quit this and start doing the kettlebells. I use the kettlebells, but for GPP, like for training, fitness, not like real kettlebell. So at first, like when he showed me like a video of a woman lifting, I said like, it's impossible for me to do that. Like I'm so skinny, like I have no muscles. So I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. And he's super like, no, you can do it. Like we have to start little by little. So at first I started lifting the 8 kilograms and start to like learn the technique.
Okay.
And I do jerk and snatch.
Okay.
I did like long cycle, but I'm not like that so much into it.
Okay.
So the thing that I found is like I have lots of flexibility. Okay. But my issue, like it's the strength. Okay. I need to work a lot in my strength.
Okay. Okay.
So, and of course after the triathlon, like bells are different because it's a different training.
Okay. 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 So he's the coach who introduced you to kettlebell sport, or he's the coach who introduced you to kettlebells? Two different things.
No, the same thing. Like he's my coach right now, and he's the coach that introduced me to the kettlebells and the triathlon. He first doing triathlon for a really long time,
Okay.
and then he switched to kettlebells.
But is he also a kettlebell sport coach?
Yes.
Okay. So when did you get started with kettlebell sport? Like, what was the first competition, when it was?
It was in 2000, the COVID year, 2020.
Okay.
Here in the United States, there is a big competition, the Arnold Festival.
Okay, yes, I know.
CrossFit, whatever, but kettlebells was a thing back then, and they have a really big competition. And well, like I was signed up to go there and compete with 12 kilograms.
Okay.
And in the category like 58 kilograms under.
Okay.
And like, fortunately, they didn't cancel the competition. They canceled the show, but they don't cancel the competition. So that was my first one.
Okay. So that was the year 2020.
Yes.
So you're 3 years old to kettlebell sport.
Sorry?
You're 3 years old to kettlebell sport.
Yes.
Okay. But you have a very good fitness background, right? Like you have a triathlon experience, which you mentioned.
Yes, I had that. Yes, sorry.
So your experience of triathlon, how did it help you get into the kettlebell sport faster?
I think I have to say, like, because they are so different, I have to say psychologically, it helped me a lot, because you learn how to suffer and to like enjoy the suffering.
Okay.
In triathlon, like, you suffer for a long time. Okay. Right? And kettlebells is only 10 minutes. Yes. I think now, like, it's more suffering than the triathlon. But I think it helped me, like, the transition from the triathlon to the kettlebells is like, I started like seeing that one sport is alike to the other, like in the kind of mindset you have to have. And you have to be really committed. Otherwise, you're not going to improve. Yes,
I understand. Okay, wow. Okay, so specifically asking for the women who are about 40, as you see that many women keep up the fitness activity to running, walking, doing yoga. Lifting weights is very challenging, and you must have seen that also earlier. So as the age progresses, our efficiency to lift kettlebells to the extreme, like you want to really go to the ranks, like you want to achieve probably master of sport, or probably, beat your own numbers. What is that main thing which you have thought over, that these things are missing and these things has to be there for women to keep up the pace and lift weight and become more stronger as the age progresses? So how do you can, from the psychological perspective, if you can just, because you have that background.
I have both, physically and psychologically.
Okay.
First of all, physically, I think like women over 40 needs to understand that at that age, you are entering in a different period of your time, like more like close to menopause. So you need to build muscle. Some women don't want to build muscle. They say like, I'm going to look bigger, I'm going to look like a man or whatever. And so they don't want to do that. And I think it's really important. Like, it's really important. And then once you start doing it, it's fun. It's like, it's something that, and then you see the improvement like immediately. And kettlebell is not a sport for women that is going to make you like look really big. If you see like Ksenia, she's amazing, she's little, she's not like that big, whatever. So I think like you need to understand that it's good for your health and for the phase you are about to enter in your life. And to go like really like master, as you said, and like to go looking for ranks and whatever. You need to you need to get really into the sport. Like I want to improve. I want not to do it only as a hobby. I want to be there, be able to lift like for 10 minutes, 16 kilograms, to be able to compete in the world championship. And there's where the psychological part enters, right? There is this big guy like Joseph Campbell. I don't know if you are familiar with him, The Hero's Journey. The Hero's Journey. So for him, like for man, the hero's journey is more going inward. Like men needs to go inward. Like be connected with their sensibility, their vulnerability. But for women, it's go out there. It's connected with our strength physically, to be more like out there in the world, because all the inside world, we already have that. So
Yes.
I found myself like in a stage of life that I was seeing athletes as patients, and like I have to be stronger to be
Yes.
able to see those men really big, like the NBA or baseball or whatever. And I worked in an environment that everybody is doing fitness, so I think I needed to have a sport, like to do it really committed,
Okay.
to feel that I earned that space,
Okay.
and my hero's journey is more like to gain strength. And I think for most of the women is that we
Yes.
we already conquered like the inward like part of ourselves.
Yes,
So
I understand. Okay.
that.
Okay, but how do you motivate a woman above 40 to lift kettlebells or to lift the weights? For example, if you do not have any coach, if you have a coach, that part is taken care by the coach if he's experienced. But if she's not training with any coach, how does she motivate herself to lift the weights? Because even I'm in the coaching industry, so I know training a woman at the age of 25, 30 and training a woman at the age of 45, 50, it's totally two different things. So if you can just share like one or two lines, or maybe you can just share your experience. How do you coach yourself if you're not coaching with the coach? How do you lift your mind you understand what I want to say?
Yeah. First of all, I know that is not the question, but I really recommend them to get a coach. That's the number one thing. But if you don't have one, I think the thing that I use to like inspire myself and to push myself is my health. My health. Like do that. Like women over 40 needs to do needs to do weight.
Yes.
You need to do that. And you will generate the hormones of happiness, and you need like the four of them: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and then the endorphins.
Yes.
I think when you are 20, 30, maybe you are more focused on like the looking, the body, whatever. And when you are 40 also, you want to stay young, whatever. But like you can focus on that, but not the only like reason. It's not the only one that is going to push you. You have to think about your health. I think health is the number one. That's what I think. When I'm tired, I don't want to work out, whatever. Like I say no, it's for my health. I need it.
Okay.
And it's fun. It's fun, girls. Like it ended being really fun.
Absolutely, yes. Now, when you transition from kettlebell training to kettlebell sport, that transition period was say probably a year or so. But when you get hooked to the kettlebells, how did it change your physical and mental well-being? How did you transition from probably being, I'm not sure if you're lazy, to getting more active, or maybe you can just give one or two examples on physical and mental well-being. Not the sport, because many women would not be interested into kettlebell sport, but many women might be interested in lifting kettlebells. They do not want to get into the kettlebell sport. So I want some like one or two examples of what experience did you had on physical part and mental part.
Okay. Like when I started, when I did the transition from training to the kettlebell sports,
okay,
I wasn't lazy at that point. I was lazy like 6 years ago, So first of all, like that transition, like the tips, like you want me to give you tips.
Yeah.
Like how do you make that? I think you need to have a purpose in life, right?
Yes,
it's important
absolutely.
To have a purpose. And when you are only training like for maintain yourself, you don't have that purpose. And then once you enter in like the kettlebell sports, you have a goal. It's important to have a goal. Yes. To say like, I really want to improve my technique. I really want to improve my strength. That helps me a lot, like to doing the transition from like regular, like lifting just for fitness to go to the sport. Like I need to gain the strength to be able to lift like 16s,
Yes.
So the purpose and the goal helps me a lot, because I have that in mind every time that I don't want to work out. Like I need to get there,
Yes.
and that helped me a lot, like a purpose. You need to have a purpose. And I think as a therapist, like you have to have goals in your life, like work, family, relationships. But with that goals, for women, it's really important to have a physical goal. You have to, the body is super important. So you have to match those.
Okay. Wow.
Once you start gaining strength in your body, you're going to gain strength in other parts of your life. Absolutely. You're going to start feeling more powerful in other parts of your life. You're going to attain insight too.
Yes, that's a nice answer. What is one or two challenges you face while lifting kettlebells on the gym floor, especially when you're 40 plus, and if you would have been lifting the weights earlier in 30s? So in 40s now, what is one or two challenges you have faced? Like, for example, probably there is an issue with the strength, or probably there is an issue with the thoughts which are coming while lifting. What do you feel? Like, what are the challenges? One or two challenges, especially in general women. What do they change? What do they face?
Okay, so I think the biggest challenge that I have is strength.
Okay.
Like it's a challenge. Like for me, it was really like I really have to work in my mind to do not get frustrated, because I have the flexibility, I have the will, everything, but I didn't have strength. And I'm not a person that is going to gain that, like it's not in me, I don't have that much testosterone. So it's hard for me to build muscle. Yes. So that's one challenge that I have. Okay. Some women say I don't have the strength, I'm never going to be able to lift 16s. That is like the list that you have to lift to be able to compete. And the other one, I think, is related with the thing that I said to you before, health. Like, it's the first time in my life that maybe my period, it's it's in the middle of my training, when I was 30, I was under birth control. Yes. And I didn't feel my period. After that, it's a phase, and then your hormones are a little crazy. And then, I know the week that I'm going to have my period, I need to slow down. And I learned that in a hard way, because I like to keep training, and then I got injured,
Okay.
Because your body is doing something else. So
yes, absolutely.
I learned that.
Okay.
Mostly my back. I never have any injury, only my back.
Okay, that's great. Now, with the good exercise comes very good nutrition. So any particular nutrition program which you follow? Are you vegetarian, non-vegetarian? And what is a typical nutrition lifestyle? If you can just, enhance on it.
Yes, I have a really strict
nutrition. Okay.
Yes, because I think it's really important. The thing that you put into your body, it's like gasoline for your car. You don't want to put cheap gasoline in your car. So I mainly I eat really simple, like protein, fish, chicken, meat, vegetable, protein bars. I don't eat at all. I drink alcohol sometimes because I'm a person, but during the weeks, I don't drink that much. During the weekends and before a competition, I change a little bit my way to eat, because sometimes I need to gain weight to get to my,
weight category.
I need to lose weight. So, but yes, really healthy. The keto diet, I think is really similar what I do, because I don't need that sugar or grains or flour. I don't need that.
Okay. Do you take any supplements specifically, pre, post, for example, if you're taking protein shakes, or apart from that, a glutamine or anything else, vitamins or anything, do you take pre and post the training?
Yes, I drink pre-training. I drink amino acids.
Okay.
5 pills, and after training, another 5 pills.
Okay.
And I forgot the name and I used to take this powder.
Okay.
I can't remember, but it's to build muscle too. And it's nothing hurt your health, but I can't remember the name.
Okay. Nothing else. That's fine. Okay. Nothing else. Okay. Yeah. That's nice.
Only amino acids.
Okay. And during the competition, do you take any supplements? or it is just as simple like the way you train on
Yes, my
like the other
routine.
days? Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
No, I never. No, and during the competition, the days of competitions, I try to do the exact same things
Okay.
that when I'm going to train. I don't want, like, sometimes they offer you, oh, you like take this powder or is this that. I don't want to do anything different because I don't know how it's going to hit me. So
Yes, yes.
try to
Okay.
do the same things that I do, like if it
Generally
is
by
a,
training. Okay,
yes.
okay, okay, great. Any negative experience, Maria, of kettlebell training, like any injury or anything else you have come across while training with kettlebells? Or maybe with the kettlebell sport, not if for the sport, but for the fitness, anything.
No, like I think like because I started like an advanced age, my body was really like new. I didn't have, for example, my coach used to swim in Cuba. He did triathlon for a really long time. So now he's 50 and he have many injuries, like the knee, the shoulder. But I'm brand new. I don't have any injury. The only thing is what I told you before, my back. But that
Okay.
gets to tend to like get injured like the week that I have my period. Like otherwise, like if you have a good technique and a good coach, kettlebells, like I think it's not a sport that you're going to be injured a lot. That's
Yes.
the beauty of the sport. Like
Yes,
you can
yes, that's
do
the
it.
beauty of the sport. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
If you have a really good coach, that for me is essential, and he's going to take you slowly and know what are your weaknesses and your strengths, you are not going to get injured a lot.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, interesting. And for a week, if you're training, like if you're starting from a Monday to Saturday, how does your training look like? Do you do strength training? Do you do cardio? Do you do mix of both? Do you take more rest? How does it look? If you can just give me a general
So
idea. Yeah.
I do kettlebells Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. 3 days a week, I train the kettlebells.
Okay.
My training with the kettlebells are like jerk and snatch, and then a GPP for strength.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I train like sets, whatever. Like I do different things, but I used to have another coach that made me do like 1 day jerk, 1 day snatch. But
Nice.
now I do both things the same day, no?
Okay. Okay.
And I love it. And then a little bit of GPP, like for example, like squats or push-ups or bench press for strength, but little.
Okay. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. So
And
you
then
don't go and train until failure. Like, do you train until failure? Like, you're doing like high rep squat, like with loaded a lot of weights, or do you keep it to like 60-70 of your max? How does the strength training looks?
No, I try to train like I try to do I when I'm in a place that I'm really good with 16s, I train with 18s too, and even I did snatch at some point with 20.
Okay.
But I was in a really good place. That was when I did my personal best.
Okay.
Now I'm not in that place. Like I have many things going on. And then on Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays, I swim.
Okay. Okay.
I used to run, but here in Miami, it's really hot the whole year. So it's hard for me to enjoy the running.
Okay.
And I find that running, like you can get injured running. So swimming is like a really good cardio for you.
Okay. Okay.
But it's nicest. And then I rest Saturdays. Saturdays, I don't do anything. I rest.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Have you ever tried to train without a coach? That's my first question. Connecting to it is, if you're training with the coach, can you just share your, what is the difference? Like many times we have the program and we try to train by ourselves, and but you're training with the coach. What is your experience? And training without the coach, what is your experience?
No, it's a really big difference. Okay. Like I cannot imagine someone training this without a coach. Even like, my coach trained with a Russian coach online, and it's amazing. I don't know if you know, like it's Alexander Kostosov.
Yeah, I know.
And I know, we met him like here in Miami because he came to give us a seminar, and he's amazing. Yes. But he's training my coach like online, you know,
Okay.
and it's a really big difference because he don't get to see him every day, what is going on with him, with his life. I have to, like, I have my coach with me all days. So
Okay.
he knows me. He knows
Okay.
what I do. He sees my technique. He sees, like, you know, I cannot even, like, I never train without a coach. No,
Okay.
I cannot imagine. Sometimes if he's traveling, he gave me the training and I try to do it, but it's different. Now I can train by myself, but I need him to give me the training,
Programs.
the
Yes.
workout.
Yes.
And for example, sometimes this is like my experience, and I found it really funny because sometimes he gave me the training, you know, and I read it. And I said to him, like, no, I can do this. And he said, no, you can't. And then sometimes I try to do it, and he was right. I couldn't do it. So coaches know better. That's why you want to have a coach.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Okay. Great.
And they went through too many things, so you can get advantage of their experience.
Okay. 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 Interesting. So, Maria, how do you hustle from the work and the training? Like, are your work timings very hard? Do you travel, or do you work from the home?
Yes.
And what time do you train, in the morning or in the evening? How it is?
No, because I work, like, I have my practice. I work all morning, so I train middle day,
Okay.
12:30,
Noon.
1 p.m.
Okay. Okay.
The gym is far away from my house, but the training is like, if you are focused, and I don't warm up that much because I don't need, like, to stretch or whatever. I warm up a little bit, but it takes me like 1 hour and 20 minutes to finish all my training, so I can do it in the middle of the day. Then I take a shower, whatever, and I start doing, like, my work again. Middle of the day.
Middle of the day. Okay, so you do not have really very hard, stressful work, to be very honest, or is it?
No, yes, no. My work, like, I have, it's not stressful because I really love my job. I think when you love your work and your job, like, it's my purpose in life. I'm doing this for a very long time, and I loved it. I love it. So for me, working is not working. You know, I'm there, like, listening to the other person, whatever. Like, so I really liked it. Of course, like, I work from my house, so it's a pro. You know, like, it's something good. And I don't know, like, yes, it's stressful sometimes when you don't feel good, or you are, like, ill, or you feel sick. Yes, you're going to struggle to doing that. And then, of course, like, plus my work, I have 3 kids, 3 teenagers, and my house to take care of.
Oh,
and that's a challenge for women.
Yes,
because I don't know, like, in India, but in many countries as Argentina or South America, like, there is a lot of, like, the woman is the one who is going to do all the chores in the house.
Yes.
It's hard, you know, like,
it's hard. Yes.
you have to take care of everything. That's why many women say, look, I don't have time to train. Girls, you have to need the time to train. You have the, like, you know, the right to do it. So my training is really important for me. Even if I travel, I try to find a gym that have the kettlebells.
Okay. Wow.
To do my training, because if you like lose 1 day of training, you're going to feel it the next session.
Yes, absolutely. Interesting. Great. Wow. Okay, Maria, you've been training for 3 years now, so you should be having your own personal records, or the best ones, what you have done. So if you can just share with everyone, what are your best numbers in jerk, biathlon, snatch, or whatever the events you're playing, or whatever the events you have played, national, international, if you can just.
Yes. I have, like, my personal best, I did it here in United States competitions.
Okay.
I have a really good one with 12 kilograms. 12. And I have to say, when you are doing your personal best, you don't even know what you are doing. After I finished that set, it was like, okay, now that I'm more into the sport, I said, like, oh my God, I did really best. I did really good at that time. And I never, like, and I didn't know. Okay. So with 12 kilograms, I have 160 jerks and 220 snatch.
Okay, that's nice.
And with 16s, I have 83 jerks and 124 snatch.
Okay.
That's my
There's a
personal best.
biathlon. Okay.
Biathlon, yes.
Okay. Wow. Long cycle?
I never competed in long cycle.
No. Marathon?
No. For I saw the marathon in the World Championship in Budapest, and I think like I don't know if I'm able to do that.
It's hard.
Not with kids. It's hard, right?
Yes, and it's very fast.
Yes.
Yes, it's like a very fast speed marathon with the good lockouts and all that.
Yes,
Yeah,
I know.
super. Yeah, wow. So we are almost on the end of the podcast. Before we, say goodbye to each other, that's a message you want to give to the Indian lifters, women lifters. What message do you want to give, Maria?
I want to give the message that start like trying, like try new things, and it's a really good sport for us women over 40. It's more fun. You have goals, you have a purpose, you have to learn a technique, you have to learn and you're going to discover many things of yourself in 10 minutes of competition. You're going to discover how much you can suffer, how much suffer you can take, and then you're going to find yourself in daily basis life saying, well, if I can do 10 minutes of this, I'll be able to go through the day, or for hard moments, and it's different like for doing some other sports. I think kettlebells have many good things for us, for women over 30, like no injuries, the short time you need to train, it gives you like a really good shape in your body, doesn't drain you. I think it's a really good sport to do, and psychologically you're going to find like lots of insights inside yourself. You need to fight a lot, like during that 10 minutes you're going to find yourself thinking, I want to drop the bells, I'm not going to do that. It's a journey that it's good, like do it. That's the message, that try it, at least try it, but with a coach. Get a coach and start doing it, because it's really good.
Okay. Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Maria, very much for your time. It was wonderful interacting with you. Thank you for your time. And the most important part here is like you being into the psychology, and you're kind of amalgamating things. And this podcast will definitely reach out many people, and it is definitely going to help a lot of women out here in India. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.